Here's Corin. Not sure how to start this update, but things have been going well, despite all odds. Getting some fantastic interviews, I think. I mean, I have to be honest, it's a little strange to get negative feedback from the Twitterverse about what we're trying to do here. Completely perplexing to me. I mean, I ignore it for the most part, but I have to say, there's a couple of people that have been following for quite some time who, I don't know what they think, but apparently what we're doing is not good. I don't know what you call it. It's just bizarre to me. I didn't coming up with this idea. I mean, it's a crazy idea for me. I had other options with what I could have, the choices I could have made for the transition out of my house. This is exhausting, driving around all over in this, which is part of it, but I don't mind because I believe in what we're doing. I believe that that by meeting folks on the road out here and by getting life stories and by putting them up, that there'll be some kind of potential outcome of this that's positive and beneficial to us all. I mean, it's as simple as that. I'm turning down work for it at this point because I've invested myself in this. I've put everything that I had left in it. And what's up, buddy Scott? Doing a little update. You bump your head?
Hit my head. I was gonna ask you for your phone so I can upload those videos.
Okay, well, finish the update. I'll give you my phone right away.
Alright.
Oh, it's moments like that that bring joy to the heart. Oh my gosh. Minus all of that, the response that I've gotten from the majority of everybody has been really, really positive. And oddly enough, I've had numerous individuals recommend me to, interview so-called famous people, which, because I'm being told, oh, you'll get more views, you'll get more attention. It defies the entire point of this whole thing. And not only that, I just have to ask, if I switched out one of the stories that one of the individuals has shared with us with a famous face, a Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, whoever, just switch the face out, but have it be the exact same story. And then suddenly tens of thousands of people will line up to watch it. Even though it be the exact same story. I mean, I'm just being hypothetical here. But that's, that to me just, it's shallow that out of an entire day, 24-hour period, there's not time to take out to get to know somebody, watch a very honest interview with a normal, everyday person who's just working hard to survive, pay bills, take care of their family, and find joy in life. To me, that's very important. And to get advice contrary to what the spine of this whole show, I guess you can call it, is. It's really a documentary series, I guess. But it's just, I mean, I've laid everything out on the line to do this, and with the complete lack of attention, except for about, there's Chad Lindbergh and a few other people on the blue tick crowd um, Ed the Sock, my buddy Craig, a few other people. There's not many. I mean, I would need to open up my Twitter right now and go through it, which I meant to do before I did this video, because I have noticed that there's about 5 or 6 individuals who are of the blue check crowd that have been interacting and being positive about this idea. The rest is dead silent. I mean, people I worked with for years, people I've known for years and years and years, not a single solitary peep, not one retweet, not any kind of personal message sent to me, to my phone or email or anything else. It's absolutely bizarre to me. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here, even though it feels like the right thing to do. So, I mean, I'm going to keep doing it. We got a miracle donation of about $2,500 that came in half a week ago or whatever, which has put us in a position to get successfully through to Nashville, or at least to Tennessee, to successfully get the Tennessee route completed, up through Missouri and then over into Tennessee and hopefully down into Mississippi. But unless we do another raise, we should be able to get through the end of the month. That's what is budgeted at this point, getting to the end of the month, which I think should get us to at least Mississippi, Alabama, but after Alabama, we want to go into Florida, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, into Virginia, up through Maryland, up through the East Coast, New York, Jersey, all that, up into Maine, and then snake our way back down through, those North Pennsylvania and Ohio, those, but then also kind of zigzag up and down between the northern states and the Midwestern states, and catch as many of these interviews as we're able to, within reason, of course. But so far we've been able to knock out quite a lot. I have a bunch more coming for you. I'm just trying not to overload you. So we're gonna regroup in Missouri and Springfield. At Husky MMG on Twitter is sponsoring us there, which obviously helps in the KOAs are not cheap. I got to tell you, this one isn't. That's for sure. It's a very nice one, but and we've had to stay an extra day. That's one of the updates I needed to let everybody know, is that we're another day behind, but this time not because of brake issues with the Red Baroness, but this time because the United States Postal Service, for whatever reason, is behind on their deliveries, and we had some stuff being sent out to us to help make the trip a little better, a little smoother. The scheduling, at Bobby Ben on Twitter is getting us a cell phone. Benjamin Easterday sending us an iPad. The cell phone, we all have cell phones, but we just want one for the show so we can consolidate all of everything down to a single number when we're reaching out to people. It'll make it much, much easier to schedule all of this from the road, to not have to check emails and check DMs and stuff like that all the time. So, sorry for getting my finger in the way there. So I know this is a long update. It's an important one. I really hope that everybody spends the time to watch this whole thing. When we get to Springfield, Missouri, we're going to regroup and figure out what is a realistic number for a following raise, what can get us far. I don't want to do some giant raise up front. I know that everybody out there is hurting financially. At least most of the people I know are hurting financially. At least most of the people who stay in touch with me are hurting financially. Many people I know are not hurting financially in the least, but I'm not hearing from them. But that's fine. so we're gonna regroup there and figure out what is a realistic number. I'll probably have to launch. I will have to launch another GoFundMe to really get us successfully through Florida, Georgia, South North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, whatever, all the way up. You know, I think that that based on what the expenses have been here with the RV and with everything else, and obviously I have to give these guys some kind of per diem. You know, the guys that are working with me, I don't take per diem off of it, but there are life expenses for us back home. Not many, but there are. So that's a factor. I've taken that into account. I just wasn't totally aware of how costly the traveling and all of that would be. I really wasn't. I thought that doing RV kind of trips and stuff like that would be very inexpensive. Not thinking at all about just the price of gas alone. That blew my mind and has continued to blow my mind. So fortunately, being parked here for a few days is helping us. But those expenses, they get counterbalanced by the cost of staying here every night. I mean, it's running about the same price as filling up the tank every day to stay here every night. So, you know, I am stressed on the financial side of things, but that some of the last minute people who've gone to our GoFundMe, the Love America Tour GoFundMe, and have put money up here in the last week has given us the ability to easily get through to Nashville. Hopefully, easily get us all the way through to Alabama. But I'm not sure. It just depends on what happens in between now and then, expense-wise. But we have the Red Baroness is paid for through the end of the month, so we're good there, and we should be able to negotiate a really strong deal based on some of the issues that we've had with it for the next month. But it's most of the expensive part of the trip. So I'm just saying, I'm going to keep doing this, even though I'm being told by people that are close to me, managers, agents, that it's the wrong move for me to do this Love America tour. But I'm disgusted with the mainstream media's narrative of what Americans are like and what our country is like. I'm absolutely disgusted with how we are sidelined and backburnered in terms of how all of the choices and decisions made by our politicians are affecting all of us, and then to get just a real life story of Americans living honest lives and overcoming challenges, so that we can all get along here, we can all come to know each other here, and we can unify in the face of so much divisiveness. So I hope you take the time out to watch this whole thing. I mean, I can see the numbers on YouTube of who's watching what, and it is a little surprising sometimes to see what does get watched and what doesn't. But the support is so appreciated. You have no idea. This for me, this adventure, this getting to know people personally, coming together. I can already see on my Twitter feed how much love and companionship kind of messages are going back and forth. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So if people can like, share, subscribe, send out your interviews to anybody else. Send out interviews that you think are cool to anybody else. Send them all out. I want to keep this going to every single state before I hang up my hat on this thing. And if it gets that successful, listen, I'm totally interested in potentially making a shift to see how much deeper and further we could take a mission like this. collectively. So it's 14 minutes and 52 seconds I've been rambling on here, and I feel like I have said very little outside of my grateful appreciation to every single one of you who have supported the Love America tour, because without everybody's genuine enthusiasm for this, the majority of people's genuine enthusiasm for this, and the small group of the 5 or 6 blue check crowd characters who have been nice enough to support all of us in what we're trying to do, because I think that those of you who are with me on this agree that this is very, very important, especially right now. And love you guys. I got stuff to do today. More interviews to come, some fantastic interviews to come, more lined up today. We will be on the road tomorrow to Missouri, and we'll be there for a couple of days. We got to get some ducks in a row. We got to figure some technology things out and try and get this thing running smoother and get some more attention on it, because if we don't start generating more attention on it, you know, I'm afraid that we might not be able to raise the money to keep it going, because I can't expect the same people to donate over and over again. That's crazy. But love you guys. I'll be in touch. Hope you all watch this to the end.